Warning, it is the opinion of the 4th Street Productions LLC and the Working Perspectives podcast that we should inform you that some of the language used in this recording could possibly be considered offensive. You have been warned, so if you decide to listen to the recording, then don't complain about the language. Hello, on the show today, we'll be discussing the songs that made the way you change how you listen to music, where you would live for 4 years by yourself, and what's the craziest hospital experience you've ever had. Enjoy the show. Hi, hello, how are you? Thanks for stopping by. Today we're going to talk to some real people about some real things, living real lives, doing real stuff. This is the Working Perspectives podcast. I'm Matt Lavelle, accompanied today by Strong Stem Steve Cabot, Lasmeeshma Liam Reese, and the Madman Sean Day. In case you're wondering, you can find all our stuff and all our content on all podcast platforms and YouTube at Working Perspectives Podcast. You can also on Instagram, Working Perspectives Podcast, and you can join us on the Twitter and the TikTok, the Working P Pod. If you'd like to be a guest on the show, please email us at workperspectives@gmail.com, and please like and subscribe so we can keep this party going. Sean Douglas Day, how are you, sir?
Dude, I'm feeling good. On Saturday, I got stung by 50 bees, primarily on my ass.
I saw it. It was fucked up.
Primarily on my ass, and my ass is no longer swollen, so I'm feeling good.
Wow. Back up that dump truck. Very nice. Lasmeeshma, how are you, sir?
Yeah, I guess by comparison, I'm feeling great. Yeah.
Yeah. Your ass hasn't been stung.
Not at all.
At least definitely not 50 times.
He put it up online too. He posted it. Him getting stung by all the bees. It was wild, dude.
Hell yeah.
It was scary, honestly. It got to a point where there's like he drops his phone and there's bees like buzzing all
Jesus.
around.
It was like
chasing
the
him to his truck,
what was that? Stand By Me, where the kid dies because he gets stung by
You're thinking
bees.
of My Girl, I believe.
My
right?
Girl, that's it. Not Stand By Me. My Girl.
Macaulay Culkin. He died.
Yes.
He ends up dying, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Shout out.
Yeah.
Nice.
Terrible way to go.
Yeah. What are you gonna do? Rest in peace. Very cool. And then Strong Stem, how are you, sir?
Actually, I have a reverse Uno card to pull today. Matt, how are you? Because I have a question.
Yeah.
How are you? Because do you know what happened today, 25 years ago in Canada?
No, I do not.
It was the anniversary of whatever the fucking thing's called, where Bret the Hitman Hart was robbed. The 25th year anniversary, Matt. Hey, how are you,
The 25.
buddy?
It's the 25-year anniversary of the Montreal screw job. Is that what you're saying?
That's right. I saw it today. All I could think of was you immediately. I started cracking up. I was like, if this cocksucker doesn't fucking know how much he's talked about it before on this show, I can't wait to bring it up that today's the 25th anniversary of Shawn Michaels stealing the belt from Bret the Hitman Hart.
I'll tell you this, that is the biggest work in the history of professional wresling. And also, Owen Hart was murdered. Just letting you know.
Oh, shit! Speaking of murder.
Speaking of murder, this is the Working Perspectives podcast. Let's get this thing started. Let's go.
It's all objective to be effective by voicing societies. Working perspective, exploring your day and how you get paid. Launching a new episode every Tuesday. Your day can transform while we inform with new episodes available on every platform. So check out our vibe and how we get live. Then do us a solid. Share and subscribe. Would you share it? Would you share it? Would you share it? Working Perspectives.
So first thing we got to start off. It is back. Our merch store is back. Link will be available in the description of this episode. We'll be posting posters daily of the QR code where you can get it. We have our merch this year. I mean, Jana did a great job, and shout out to our merch team. Doherty, they are just the best, man. So super excited to get this thing going. Really excited to get this off the ground. It is coming just in time for Christmas. If you order it, everything you get in should be ready to go and delivered by Christmas, hopefully. But man, really excited for the merch we did this year. We really went out, like, we really got a lot more creative, and it's a lot more fun too. You know, like, I'll tell you this, the merch, fan of the show, listener of the show, let me tell you. But really, really excited for everyone to see the new merch line we got coming. And hopefully this one, like we had a really successful merch drop last year, and I'm just hoping that this one is just as successful, if not more successful. But I want to keep it moving. So like we talked about, we have some talking points for this episode. So on the Bill Nichols episode, which is available now on all podcast platforms and YouTube at Work Perspectives Podcast, it aired 2 weeks ago. On that show, we talked about discovering music, right? And Mickey Batts had said that, you know, when he was a younger kid, he would listen to the Beatles. And then when he started drinking beers and doing nose beers, he got more into the Stones, right? And it made me think of when you were a kid, right? When you were like a younger kid, you would listen to music or watch a Disney thing and think like, this is like music. But then once you hit a certain age, you would hear a song, like a rock song or rap or hip hop or something, and be like, whoa, like, this ain't some cookie cutter shit. This is a real fucking song, right? So my thought is I would like to hear, what is the song that you thought changed the way you listen to music? So Sean Douglas Day, I'm going to start with you, sir. What do you got for me?
Well, I can tell you the first like album I ever actually got was a cassette tape. Real
old.
Yeah, real old. It was the band was the Coasters.
Okay.
Yakety Yak. Remember that song?
Yeah.
Yakety Yak.
Dude, down in Mexico by the Coasters is
Let's
a fucking
go.
incredible song. Down in the Mexicali.
Dude, I'm super surprised you guys even know what I'm talking about. I was like,
Hell
I started going slow with it because I was like, are you guys even gonna know who this band is?
Dude, I fucking love the Coasters.
When I was
sign that, Maddie.
Hey, like when I was like 9 years old, like in my household, like you had to do chores, you had to do all this and that, and I have no idea where I heard that song. But like I told my parents, I'm like, I want that cassette. I want it now.
Oh,
so I was doing chores, like, you know, take out the papers and the trash.
Yeah. Dude,
so
that's
great.
a class. No, dude, that's a classic hit. But there, I guess so. I forget who introduced this song to me, but it was in that like Quentin Tarantino did like that double feature with Kurt Russell, where it was like he was like driving a car and there was like a girl with like half a leg that was a gun or some kind of shit. But either way, there was like a scene in that movie where they had like a competition, right? Or like some like it was like pool or something like that. And if the girl lost, she had to give Kurt Russell a lap dance. And the song she did the lap dance to was Down in Mexico by the Coasters.
Hell yeah.
And I heard that fucking song and I was like, this is a fucking gimmick, man. Like, and I'll tell you, dude, that like even the beginning of it when it's like bum bum bum, you know, like it is so fucking good.
Yeah, well, actually I looked it up. I'm pretty sure this is probably where I heard it, but apparently it was in Stand By Me, which was in 1986.
Yeah,
I was born in 83.
That's
probably where I heard it. Because I love that song as a kid.
Wait, wasn't it also in Home Alone to take out that?
It could have.
Maybe.
I don't know, but it's
I think
definitely
it was in Home Alone too.
It was definitely in Stand By Me. Dude, Stand By Me, phenomenal soundtrack. They even have like gimmicks like lollipop, lollipop, oh, la la la, you know, like that one, right? Yeah, dude. Even the one scene I love because I remember doing this too, like with your buddies. Where they were, I remember like our version was different, but they're walking down the train tracks and they sing the theme song to the show Paladin, right? Where they're like all walking along and they just start singing like Paladin, Paladin, and I just remember like being with my buddies. I remember we were like walking through the woods one time, hanging out, and we all just started singing the Fresh Prince theme song. You know, it was just how it went. But yeah, nice. All right, very good, Sean. Yak yak, love it. Lasmeeshma, how about you? What's that song that changed the way you listen to music?
So when I was like 14 or 15, I went on a camping trip with my older cousin Bob. He's like 5 years older than me, so at that point, you know what I mean? Like he was older. At that point I had only smoked like shitty like dime weed and nick weed, and I think the first time I smoked, I didn't even I think I had only smoked 1 or 2 times, and I don't even think I actually got stoned.
Yeah.
But like on our way to the mountains, I smoked with them, and they had like real weed. Like we called it KB back then.
Oh yeah,
like
Conbud. I remember that shit. Yeah.
They had like real trees, and he put on Tool, and I was in the back seat. I think the song's 46 and 2. And dude, listening, I was like tripping off of fucking weed in the back seat of this like Chevy Cavalier heading to the mountains, dude. And like it was like my brain like fucking exploded, dude. You know, it was like music I would never listen to too, but then I like heard it like actually stoned for the first time, and then like I don't know, just like
wait. So how old were you?
14.
How old were you?
15. I was probably 15 then.
Yeah.
I'm impressed that you like discovered Tool that young, because I wasn't like until my like 28 years old I got into Tool.
This is a cousin who's 5 years older than me too.
Right.
Okay.
So like he kind of like brought it into my radar.
Sean, were you
the
in
wild
the
one that I know?
No, not that one. Not
Damn it.
No.
I was gonna say no, because Tool back in the day, like I mean, it wasn't on the radios, like it wasn't.
It didn't
really
play around here. That's for
no,
sure.
It didn't.
No,
yeah, not on the East Coast at all.
No.
And like, no. The reason I actually discovered it was because in the SEAL teams, I had a boss. All I give his nickname. His nickname is Goody. But he was like very, very well respected in the SEAL teams. Everyone loved him. And I'm one of those guys, like if I find someone who's like very, very successful, I want to like sort of like dive into like who they are and like and like to some extent emulate what they do.
Sure.
Kind of see like why, like, okay, this guy, he's very, very successful. He makes his coffee this very specific way. Is that part of his success?
Right.
He puts his shoes on a certain way. Is that why he's successful? Well, he's one of those guys that was just like very, very well respected, and his favorite band was Tool. And I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna dive deep into Tool and like see like if I can learn something from the music. And like that, I wasn't until I was 28 years old, and I like dove deep into Tool. But great band.
Is Tool big in the military, Sean? Like, are they a very popular military band? Like amongst the military is no. Tool? Okay.
No, I would say that, but
like things like that are hard to say that it's a main thing because they're from so many different walks of life. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm sure there's all different types that hit in the military for 100%. Sure. Yeah, you're probably right.
No. But a side thing with Maynard James Keenan, I mean that's my favorite band now is Tool. But Maynard James Keenan, kind of crazy, but he owns a farm in Arizona. He actually makes wine in Arizona, like not far from my farm. You know, I didn't sell my farm in Texas. No, I didn't sell my farm in Arizona, but he runs a farm out of Arizona, not too far from my farm, and he makes like really good wine. And he's got Merkin Vineyards out there. Makes good. I mean, I'm not a wine guy. I mean, $5 box wine tastes good to me.
Yeah,
but he makes like $30 bottle of wine. And he's growing out of Arizona.
Nice.
That's pretty cool.
Nice. Yeah. That is cool. I'm sure that's a new untapped market too, like Arizona wine, you know?
Yeah, he's got a really good documentary. If you're into like documentaries, that's it's called Blood into Wine. Really good documentary. Really super cool, artsy fartsy, but like goes into like how he makes wine in the fucking desert, which is insane.
Nice. All right. Very cool. Good deal. All right, well, let's keep it moving. Strongest Stem. What's the song that changed music for you, buddy?
Hey guys, this is gonna throw most of you for a huge left turn, huge curveball. But so I'll just say it first, right? It's an old song. It's a band I'm not even that like. I don't really like that many of their songs, maybe 2 of their songs. But this one in particular taught me that you didn't even need to hear the lyrics to understand music. You understand what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So Yellow Ledbetter by Pearl Jam, right? Back in the day, no one understood what they said. Then you so everyone made up their own lyrics to it, even though now we got all you can see them. But the way like the guitar riffs and the flow of the music and the way it made you feel without even knowing what the fuck he was saying, I was like, the lyrics aren't even that important. It's just like the flow of it, the sound of the instruments together. It changed my perspective of music to a different level because like here, like I said again, just off the very beginning, when you read the lyrics, you're like, that's not what he's saying. You just, you don't know what the fuck he's saying. Yeah. But like this, the flow of it, the emotion through it, it changed and that came out, I think, in like, I didn't look it up. I don't know, 1990, 91, and I wasn't even a Pearl Jam fan. But like when I heard that song, still to this day, I listen to it. I was like, it's more of just like the mood you're in, the sound of the music, the way it flows. Has nothing to do. I mean, again, some lyrics will hit you, but like, it doesn't need to even have lyrics. It showed me that I don't even need to know what the fuck you're saying for you to like make an impact on me with the music between like again, the instruments all together, the way the beat flowed, the way everything just went and the flow of it. I was like, when I got done the song, I was like, I have no idea what the fuck he just said, but that shit slapped. Yo, I don't know what he said. So every time it comes on the radio, I still don't really know. I maybe know 3 lyrics.
I don't think anybody
the whole time I act like I know them and I just mumble it. Hey, can you see them? I don't know what the fuck he's saying.
No. You know what Pearl Jam reminds me of? Beavis and Butthead. Because they would watch. It was like that, like time
they loved
music. You know what I mean? Yeah. They would watch the videos.
Shout out Eddie Vedder. There was this movie.
Eddie Vedder's a legend. He wrote that, by the way. He wrote that whole song for Yellow Ledbetter.
Yeah, there was a movie called Into the Wild. I think Sean Penn directed it with Emil Hirsch, and he did the music for that, the score of that soundtrack, and it was really good.
Fire.
Really, really good.
He was a beast. Eddie Vedder is a beast. Again, not even a huge fan. That's like, I just wanted to say how much that, again, it didn't matter. It showed me that it didn't matter what was going on. Like, it was just the whole package was what I needed. Changed my whole view on music. Next thing you know, I'm listening to everything but country. But before that, I had like a specific genre that I was into. And the second I heard that song, it just opened me to everything.
Dude, I'm still not into fucking country music.
I know, I still can't
either.
I still can't.
Like, don't get it twisted.
There's a couple bangers.
I love Johnny Cash. I fucking love Johnny Cash.
Who's the dude that sings the whiskey whatever thing? He's great.
Toby Keith?
No. The fucking big dude. What's it called? Tennessee whiskey.
I don't know.
Oh,
Chris Stapleton.
Chris Stapleton.
Oh, okay.
I love country.
With him. Like, he's good.
Also,
but other than that,
he's really good.
The song "Colder Weather." Right? I fucking do like that song. It's who did the chicken fried song? It's the dudes that did chicken.
Zach Bryan.
The Zach Brown band or whatever, dude. Colder Weather is a great fucking song. Cause I'm stuck in colder weather. Oh, dude, if you haven't heard it, pretty fucking good.
See, I love country music because like I'm like obviously into farming, so like I actually like can understand the lyrics.
I'd rather shoot myself than hear that cowboy complain about bullshit.
I'm actually going through the shit that they're doing.
Yeah. So for me with the song, I was in 8th grade, and when I was in 8th grade, LC's wrestling team is not good. And when I was in 8th grade, they used to let me train with the wrestling team because, like, when you get into the midget program, right?
Like 7 guys that were on the team.
Well, there's like no guy. Well, like in the midget program, like when you get to 7th and 8th grade, all the other guys they're wrestling for the middle school, like their middle school, right? And in Catholic school, we didn't have that. So in 8th grade, I could go and wrestle. Like I would wrestle JV for LC. Right, because I was in 8th grade, and I'm technically like, they would take me to a tournament and be like, "Yeah, this kid can do." Whatever.
Yeah, they still do that. There's guys that have in the Catholic League, they have like 250 wins because they were able to. They have like 5 Interact titles because they're we're starter. Yeah, it's wild.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
wait, aren't you still a midget? Aren't you still like classified a midget because you're so short?
You son of a bitch! I'm 5'11", Sean. God
Hold on,
I didn't.
Hurry's out on that, dude, because I saw Matt in person, and I was wondering about his height. I'm 5'10", and I don't know if there was an inch there, dude.
No,
I don't know. I'm not sure.
We'll fucking find out tomorrow. I'm happy to fucking measure.
Yeah, he wants to go back to back.
I did not think that this fucking
the only
thing
issue is
would
Matt
transfer
wants
to
with
both
you
shows.
looking towards the wall, Liam, and he wants to be nuts to butts with you, so his forehead touches the back of your head. That's how Matt measures.
Love that. Nuts to butts, baby. Yeah.
Well, that's like I mean, I have a 2-foot cock because I measure it from my asshole. So
hey, isn't that what everyone does? Right?
I start at the base of my spine.
Amen. Amen.
Yeah. Yeah. So, all right, but either way,
I start at the base of my spine.
So,
I start from here. I start from the front of my fist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because technically, in a pinch.
Sure. Sure. So, but either way, I'm 5'11", and then also we have a new national
metric.
We have a new national holiday on the show. May 11th is Matt Lavelle Day because it's May 11th, 5'11".
Okay, so what's your song though?
But we celebrated on the 10th.
Yeah.
We celebrated on the 10th.
You son of a bitch. No, you do not. You celebrated on the 11th because I'm 5'11". All right, but either way.
Where's Bern when we need him?
Yeah, we don't, But either way, I was like, so I would hang out with the team and stuff. I wasn't allowed to wrestle at meets, but I could I would like keep the book and hang out on the sideline and stuff.
Yep.
And I remembering we were wrestling at this school called O&J Roberts, right? And there was they had one decent kid on that team. And
shout out that school now, because nowadays they're a powerhouse. But I hear you.
I think they had more than one, but they had
they're studs nowadays.
Yeah, they were okay. But either way, wrestling at O&J Roberts, we come the team comes out, warm up, we're all hanging out on the side. Lights go out. One
big school, by the way.
One light over the mat, and then all of a sudden, Renegade from Styx comes on. And it's oh, mama, I'm in fear of the law. And then people start stamping in the stands. You know what I mean? With the and then
everyone's stopping their feet and shit.
Exactly. And then
in middle school you guys had the one. In middle school you had the one light thing.
No, I was in 8th grade, but I was with Lansdale Catholic's wrestling team.
The high school team.
Yeah, correct. But I wasn't I could practice with them and I could wrestle at some tournaments, but I wasn't allowed to wrestle in meets because I was still in 8th grade.
Technically, you weren't allowed to wrestle PIAA because you were wrestling a public school then. You weren't allowed to do that. You can wrestle other Catholic school things, but not PIAA.
Yeah.
No, I was just curious because when we wrestled middle school, it was very
yeah, this wasn't middle school though.
There was that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So it was in middle school. It was high school.
This was a high school. So lights out, they start playing that, and then you know how after
that song fucking slaps, man.
Yeah, after the slow part in the beginning, it's the music, and then that's when it picks up. As soon as that hit, the whole team ran out into the gym. It was pretty fun. I was like, this entrance was pretty fucking good. And then they fucking crushed us, I
just want to preface that, Matt, with our run out for North Penn was kind of dope too, which we did Hell's Bells, and there was 13 bells. So every bell, one kid ran out, which was
it sucked.
People tried to copy it, but
we didn't have a light though. That's
no,
we
didn't.
The light makes the difference.
It absolutely does. Absolutely does.
So, all right. Well, let's keep it moving then. So the next thing I wanted to talk about is that Elesio Tahanlungit on the show this week. Episode available now on all podcast platforms and YouTube. Dude, really great show. Really interesting fucking guy. Really, really
Your
cool
clips,
story.
by the way, are fantastic from this guy.
Oh, dude.
This guy, he's been through some shit, yo.
Yeah.
He's smart.
Oh, super smart, good guy. Honestly, too, he's even
came off as a good guy too.
Yeah, really good. He's reached out to me about an idea of he said I should set up classes for how to set up a podcast.
Good idea.
He had said that. I was like, I don't know, but either way.
If you wanna start your own podcast, reach out to Matt, and for a small fee, he'll help you.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, not for a small one anymore. We got too many shows already. But either way, no. So what he had talked about is that his mom had left him in the Philippines with his grandmother. She came to the U.S. and lived by herself for 4 years working, and I think she was in the nursing field, and worked by herself for 4 years, lived by herself for 4 years, eventually saved up enough to bring them all over from the Philippines. That got me thinking, and there's more stories that's happened. Like, that's something my father-in-law did also, which I've told the story before on the show, but my thought was like, how fucking bad is it everywhere else that someone be willing to live here by themselves for 4 years?
Hold on, Matt. Not willing to live here by themselves, willing to leave their family to live here alone.
Yes. Yeah.
Unfucking believable sacrifice.
Yeah. Oh, dude, it's sacrifice on both ends too, right? Like, think
For
about
sure. 100%.
Like, think about this too. Like, if you're, say, I know he lived with his grandparents, but then say it's just his grandmom, that's a single parent there with four kids, like 3 or 4 kids. An
elder.
Yeah. Like, when my father-in-law did it, my mother-in-law then was a single parent for 4 years of 2 kids. Like, it ain't fucking easy on both ends.
And one end you're trying to establish, you're working 15-hour days. The other end, you're in some bullshit country that's treating you like shit, and you have to like worry about that. It's insanity. Insanity.
Really is. But either way, that got me thinking, is there anywhere you guys have thought of that you would live for 4 years with no, like, you could make new friends and stuff like that, but anywhere you'd want to live for 4 years with no friends and family? Lasmeeshma, I'm going to go to you first. What's a place that crossed your mind?
So it matters. If you go there by yourself, now you're saying you go there with no family, you have no responsibilities at this point. You're just taking care of yourself, right?
Correct. Yes. So the idea is, like,
to build wealth and bring them over.
Correct. Yeah. You want to establish a life to be able to bring people over.
Yep. Find work, do what you do.
So it's not to fuck off.
You can. Yeah, well, you know what? You can. I mean,
can take it that way. Hell yeah, let's fuck off.
Yeah, you got 4 years. You got 4 years to do whatever. I mean, as long as you can.
And my answer is Las Vegas. Like, it's not even a question.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, 4 years, and
I'm with it.
Yeah,
I'm with it.
Las Vegas.
4 years.
Now, tell me, what exactly would you look to accomplish in Vegas in those 4 years? How would the progression go, Scram?
So here's what the plan would be.
Let's go.
Since I actually have to accomplish something to like bring your family over.
Right. I would, of course.
Fuck off for 2 years and then work hard for 2 years. If that's what it is, we'll split it right down the middle.
Yep. But what are you looking for like, what would you think your angle is for employment or money making? What are you going to do?
So I would do the same thing.
Okay.
There's humongous hotels and casinos and everything there. Those places need facility maintenance, dude. I'll get a job there in a second. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they have probably, the HVAC systems I work on are probably smaller. You know what I mean? Like the ones in Nevada probably get beat up like, day after day after day. You'd never run out of work. You'd never run out of work.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Dude, when they should do like, when you first get there, do the whole HVAC thing just to kind of, make some
money in HVAC too.
But dude, become a professional gambler and become a cheater.
Hell yeah, Sean!
Because, dude, just play blackjack. Because blackjack against a computer, you're not going to win against a computer. I don't care if they have 5, 6 decks. So all you got to do is become a professional cheater, and like, I don't know, learn some sort of random, like, what is that, Morse code or something. And so, like, you got some dude, whatever, just become a professional gambler.
Or learn how to count cards.
I'll get beat half to death on the first day.
The only caveat I have to that is I grew up on Casino, the movie, where his buddy was helping him, and I saw what happens when they catch you, and I'm out.
That's what I was saying.
Don't put my head in the vice, yo. No. Don't put my head in the vice. I don't want my eyeball to pop out.
No, God, no.
But dude, even for all like all that aside, there is like mad shit to do there all the time. Yeah. There's always concerts and shows.
100%.
I mean, there's pools on the roof.
You either could be a great gambler and make money that way, or you could you'd have to not gamble at all. Because like it's either 100%. You bet if you don't gamble, you're gonna have a great fucking time.
Strategy, man. Yeah. You're dead on with that. Yeah.
Plus, too, like you could do like legit. Do you know what grip work is? Right? Like
Yeah.
Gripping is when, but you're behind the scenes of like a show production or something. Like it's those guys that are always dressed in black that are moving wires or pushing crates or whatever the fuck it is. Right. Like, or you can get in the cameraman's union, right? Or there's something like there's a ton of different things, or like I'm sure they have like a stagehand union, like a stage carpenter union, whatever. Like there's so much of like entertainment industry jobs available there that I'm sure like you could jump into and have like a crazy story and lifestyle and have a blast. Also, like coming up soon, we have this guest. Her name's Jill Harth, and her episode is gonna be airing in a couple weeks. But she lived in a casino on the Vegas Strip, right? And she had a saying where it was like food, like room, food, and something else. It was like RF&D or whatever it is. And it just everything went to the room, and it was all covered by the casino because she was a professional makeup artist. And she said it was the fucking time of her
dude. Sign
life.
Me up. You know what I mean? On call fucking mechanic all night. You know what I mean?
Now here's the problem, Liam.
If you put me in a room and take care of my fucking meals and everything, dude, sign me up. I'm there.
Yeah.
Here's the problem. Just like Matt said, now remember, if we're thinking like the goal is to get the significant other, like you said, you're either working or you're gambling. You can't do both. You're a professional gambler or you're a worker. Now, if I try to dip my toe in both, I call back in 2 years. She goes, how much money do you have saved up? And I say 0. She says, why? I go, because I suck at gambling. And be like, what the fuck?
Yeah, they're like, hey, you can move here, but you have to work at the Bunny Ranch. So.
See, I think it would still be awesome.
I need your income too.
I've been there to the Bunny Ranch.
Really?
Wow.
Yo, I'll tell you, there was when they had the show on HBO, and she ended up doing a couple professional videos. Her name was Aiden38 Double D.
Yes, I love
fan of the show. A listener of the show.
Well, no, you guys know the saying.
Her. Shout out that bit.
Yeah.
But you guys know the saying, like, if a guy has no game, like you can't get laid in a whorehouse. That's how bad my game was to this day. I got kicked out because I was too drunk.
Ooh. What are you gonna do? Hey,
see,
true story.
I think I could stay away from that part of it and just enjoy like the atmosphere. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I could go without drinking and everything.
Hey, Sean, at least you didn't leave like Lamar Odom.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
Also,
dude,
at least you
it's
didn't
a cool
pay
place.
$1 million, right? Like, you didn't waste any money either. You might have got thrown out, but I mean, I'm assuming, and I've paid for sex in other ways, but not with money. But I've paid it. Yeah, I've paid. We've all paid
wedding ring.
Yeah,
in tears.
Yeah. Oh my God, blood, sweat, and tears you've paid for that shit.
My soul.
The amount of fucking things I've done to get laid, it's unfucking real. But the fact, like, I don't know. I'd have to think. Because I had a buddy who went to, I won't shout him out, but he's been on the show. And I had a buddy who did the wishy-washy gimmick. And
Tom
he was
Lavelle.
like, it was cool at, let's just say this guy,
it's me. Let's just say it's me. It's fucking me. All right.
Yeah. I mean, I'll tell you guys who it is off air. But, so this guy said he went there and like, it was cool. They did the bath and like all that gimmick, and he had a beer and whatever. And he got to do his thing with the chick, but then he had to pay. And he was like, at the end, he wished he had the money back and would have rather just jerked off. You know what I mean? Like, so
that place sucked though.
I mean, I can't imagine the Bunny Ranch. You're still like, you might have less regret, but you're still going to be like, was it
the price is probably a little too steep.
Well, yeah. Was it worth $600 to fucking skaboosh this bitch?
Either way, no, I think what we should do is, if I was king of the United States, and I had all seeing power, I could do everything I wanted.
Yes.
No, I would do it in select cities.
Rape?
No, I would do it in select cities. I would make it legal in select cities, and then do a very extensive study to see if rape went down, because I think it would.
100% would.
Because I think if dudes had the option to like just go to some place that was legal, rape would be less.
Dude, look
prevalent.
up like the rape percentage in Costa Rica, because Costa Rica, it's legal, and down there it's like a father-son tradition. When the son hits a certain age, the dad takes him to a whorehouse And he's like, "You're the man now, son. Go stick your dick in it." You know.
Did you just tell me I'm Puerto Rican at heart? I'm confused with what just happened.
Costa Rican, Steve.
Whatever it is. Yeah, Costa Rica. I'm pretty sure that's what I am. That's my spirit country. That's where I need to be.
Dude, but they have like it's all legal through.
That's the coolest fucking tradition I ever saw.
Yeah,
my dad took me out back and made me fucking get in a catcher's outfit and threw fucking grounders into my goddamn jaw until I played better. These guys take their kids to a whorehouse?
Yeah.
I need to move there.
They're like, you're a man now. You know what I mean? So now
that's the awesomest shit I've ever heard.
Yeah, now you don't have a bunch of horned up fucking wabooshes, you know, or like even like late at night, if these guys are out at the bar and they strike out, they don't have to like get, you know, drug or get physical. Be like, you know, I can just go wherever.
Girls would be a little upset about this because now it wouldn't be so easy for them to play you because you'd just be like, oh, you don't want to give me the time of the day? Well, I'm just going to go pay this broad the fuck. So,
I wonder too if relationships are stronger that way then because they're not looking to like they're not like, you know, they're not entranced by the aspect of getting laid that they'll do like dumb shit. Like, dude,
I agree.
When I know we all, when we first started dating girls for the first, like, you know, for the first time, like I thought, I mean, the first girl that ever had sex with me consistently, I was like, this must be I must be in love with this person. You know what I mean? When it turns out I was not, and she was not in love with me. You know what I mean? But like, you're getting entranced by this idea of this. Whereas like, if we had this outlet, we would have more confidence on ourselves, because that was a huge downer of like, you know, like, oh, you can't get laid. Oh, you're a bitch. Like, what?
Unless
you know
build
what I
up
mean? Like,
cum. When you're full of cum, you're super dumb.
Oh, dude, you are the dumbest. So, you know,
I know, like deep in this tangent, but not like my first deployment. I turned 21 just before I went to Cartagena, Colombia, and dude,
oh my god, I'm jerking off already. Talk slow when you say this story, because my cock's in my hand.
No, I'm not gonna get like too much of the details, but like, no, it was completely legal there, and that's how it was. Like,
I'll fuck every girl in Colombia. I'll just be honest. I'll fuck every single girl in Colombia.
No, like Cartagena is it's a tourist town, and so you go to the bar, and there's never any curfew there. You can basically they close when they want to close.
Sean, look at me right in my face and tell me, was that bar full of the hottest girls you've ever seen?
Oh, Latino.
I love them.
However, this bar would not let they wouldn't let prostitutes in. But outside the bar, because like there's certain bars like they would let them in, certain ones they would let them out.
Yeah.
And this one they wouldn't let them in, but all the prostitutes knew that like all the high end guys would go in there, and if they struck out, they go outside, and so literally you go outside the bar, and they're just lying there down the street, just like sitting there, like, hey, how are you doing? Like,
and they cook, they clean, they do everything. They worship you. They're the best humans on earth.
Yeah, that's the problem. Then I think is that you would end up falling in love with all these hookers.
The problem is her brother and her dad and her uncle are in the cartel, and they're gonna fucking hang me from a bridge by my ankles and then cut my head off.
Yeah, that's also.
But dude, no, what's funny is that, like the old timer seals, when I first got in, it was like just after 9/11. But so in the old timers, they were still back when like
when you say old timers, the Panama guys, right? The guys that actually saw a little combat in Panama and all that shit.
Yeah, that was not very many, but most of them, like you'd go like these like peacekeeping operations, and one of them they go to the Philippines.
Oh.
And they would actually they would hire prostitutes, not for the prostitute part of it, just to like wash their shit, like wash their room. Like, dude, and they'd be like, hey, like cook me dinner, but do it naked. Cook me dinner, and like they would just make them do. They just just do shit. This is back in like the 80s. I mean, you know, I wasn't even
the greatest.
Around.
Yeah, this is back when the world was worth living.
Was awesome.
Yeah,
right.
How about it? How fucking
well, it's Cold War. Right. I mean, there was definitely some tension.
Cold War sounded pretty hot to me, baby.
Woo! Yeah, it did. We put a Spanish fish in front of me, we boil it.
Bro, okay, nice. So then let's keep it moving. So Lasmeeshma, you're saying Vegas, and then Sean, where are you gonna live for 4 years?
Oh shit! Yeah,
very good question for you, because you've been all over the world.
You've actually lived places.
Yeah,
and you've seen two whales fuck, so your opinion matters the most.
So is that a thing that when in the movie Lone Survivor, where like there's a part
it's not the fucking stupid saying they all say, but it is a thing that two whales fuck. That
Okay.
thing you recite it is not like a thing.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, well, the thing is, I can't speak for. I mean, we are a very small community, but I can't say like.
Right.
I'm sure there's some units, platoons that like made guys do random shit to memorize
For
it,
sure.
but like
For sure.
we didn't have to. But but like that shirt was definitely around. Like, I mean, we definitely had our merch thing. Every single platoon had their own little merch, a little saying, and like it was not on the East Coast at least. It was not uncommon to see a shirt that had that whole saying on it, all in the back of it.
And just to say, Matt, that saying was fuck fire. That whatever he recited was fucking fire in that movie.
Yeah. I don't know who, like, I don't know what it is, but it's very common. Like, we have like our little internal sayings. SEALs are some good writers. Like, it's weird. Like, everyone thinks the SEALs are these combat warriors, but like,
what do you mean it's weird? You're all like smart as fuck.
Yeah, but like to the outsiders, like, but like. A lot of us are bookworms.
There's a stereotype for sure.
Yeah, but a lot of people don't know. Like, we're bookworms. Like, when we get out.
Sure.
But
very smart.
Anyways, the place I want to go to, and I'm actually gonna probably make this happen. Probably not for 4 fucking years, but Israel, and they're called kibbutz. So Israel, they're not really socialist. They're not really socialist.
Isn't your wife a member of the tribe, if I remember correctly?
Yeah, she is. And so because of that, my kids can actually go to Israel for free
because of their mom.
Oh
yeah,
hell yeah.
So it's not I don't know. It may be a biology thing, but from a cultural, religious thing, if your wife is Jewish and your kids are Jewish, they're 100% Jewish in the eyes of Israel.
Nice.
And so my kids can get a full ride there, but no, the kibbutz, basically it's a farm. It's a farming community within Israel, and anyone in agriculture knows that the Israelis are just so innovative, and like all these innovations have come from Israel. Like drip irrigation, they've created like new crops. They created potatoes that you can basically put salt water on. They have like drone technology where like these farms are basically just completely automated. They have all these amazing irrigation systems,
hand-to-hand combat.
Well, dude, that's I mean, Israel in general, like the most amount of Nobel Peace Prizes per capita have come from Jews, and their IQ is actually, if you were to do stats right now, just to do IQ tests across the board, the Chinese and Israelis are the highest.
It doesn't surprise me at all.
Here's how successful Jewish people are, is that we all have daughters, right? And if my daughter was dating a Jewish guy, I'd be fine with it.
My sister married one, and I was like, all right.
Yeah, good for you. Yeah. It's like bagging a professional athlete almost.
It's like winning on a scratch off.
Yeah, it's like, oh, all right, well, they're gonna be good. I'm sure the food could be better, but what are you gonna do? Dude,
and right now, it's actually a good time for non-Jewish folks to find a Jewish wife or husband, because there's this disease called Tay-Sachs disease. Long story short, it basically predisposes to like dying very, very young. And it's a recessive gene. So if you have 2 Jews who have the gene and they have kids, it's almost 100% certain your kid's going to die before they're 40.
So you're saying we got to get rid of the Jews?
No, not at all.
I didn't mean to say that. My bad. I didn't mean to go Kanye on it.
Yeah, what's up with that guy? But no, anyways. Yeah, he's fucking nuts. He's bipolar.
He's a retard.
You can say retard.
He's a fucking retard.
He's probably smart, but he's probably bipolar.
I agree.
But, No.
Some crazy shit for him to say that.
Fucking retard, yo.
No, but the Tay-Sachs thing is so prevalent that a lot of Jews either have to get a surrogate, or they're saying the doctors will be like, hey, like, you can't have kids together.
Now, hold on, Sean, you're saying that's exclusive to Jewish people, correct?
Yeah, it's called Tay-Sachs disease.
So is it like the only thing I could think of would be like the same equivalent of like, now we're not talking culturally, but like your skin, it's like a sickle cell, like it's only.
Yeah, exact same. Well,
analogy. I don't want to say the same thing, but like the analogy is correct.
Yeah, it's the exact same thing. Yeah. So if the viewers don't know, Tay-Sachs,
I've never heard of it.
Tay-Sachs is sickle cell anemia. Is a lot of Africans get it.
Yeah.
And if you get sickle cell anemia, it's not actually necessarily a good thing, because your body can't carry oxygen as much.
Right.
But you can't get malaria. So it's like this trade-off evolution has come up with. Like, it's like, yeah, you won't get.
So if I live in the Congo, I'll take sickle cell to not get malaria.
Well, nowadays malaria is so treatable. I mean, you can just take like doxycycline, but I guess your analogy breaks down because we're not really sure why Tay Sachs is so prevalent. We're not sure like what the benefit of it is.
Right.
Like we don't know, like, because sickle cells, we've already identified it. It's like, yeah, it'll stop you from getting malaria. But Tay Sachs, like, we're not sure what the benefit is. But that's how evolution works sometimes, is that you have like a good trait that gets carried on along with this other trait, because there's no like consciousness to evolution as far as we know. It just sort of just things randomly happen.
Builds
and sometimes,
itself out.
Yeah, and sometimes good traits get passed on with bad traits.
Right.
And so, anyways, yeah, on the science tangent, I don't know.
Hell yeah. Maya?
Yep, let's have it, Steve-O.
So mine's going to be the most meatheaded answer on the planet, but not because of meathead reason, right? It's because of the humbleness, the way they value family, the way they value the things in life that I would value over this bullshit materialistic nonsense, right? I want to go to Dagestan. I want to be there with Khabib and his guys. Khabib has the most money on this planet. He still lives in a mud hut with his mom. He don't give a fuck. Guys are driving by in a fucking Toyota with a Mark 48 mounted on the back, ready to go. Khabib don't care. He's not, the money will never touch him. And then you hear all these people, like the humbleness of that man and his, like the way those Muslims, real Muslims are. And I hear like the way he acts. People keep going, oh, we've offered Khabib $10 million for a grappling match and he'll come back for Conor and he'll come back for this. No, he fucking won't. If you know who Khabib is, he said, when my father died, I made a promise to my mother, I will never fight again. And if you think Khabib, the ability of these guys, and then you see like Islam Makhachev, you see all these other guys, it has zero to do with like the status. It has zero to do with his fancy car, his clothes, or how many broads he fucked, or what he does, or what's in his. It's all about respect and how much like he loves his family and how much that means to him. He does that for his people. The only reason Islam just beat the shit out of one of the most ridiculously tough Brazilians I've ever seen in my life was because he wanted to pay tribute to Khabib's dad, his coach, who told him forever that he would be that guy, for his ever. If you keep training hard, you keep doing the right things, you keep working hard, it'll work, it'll pay off for you. And even when it does pay off, they don't give a fuck. I don't need the cameras. I don't need fucking CNN and Fox and fucking TMZ. I don't need a Ferrari. I don't need none of that shit. What I need is for my people to love me. And that's all they care about. So to learn and my big thing where I say this too, there's a thing called the anatomy of a fighter, right? Will Harris does these things. When you hear he went over there for 3 months during Ramadan, and like they always say, while in Rome, do like the Romans, right? So he was over there during Ramadan. So he did whatever they did. He didn't, he's like, as a piece to their culture, I made sure that I showed them the respect that whatever they were doing, I was going to do with them. So if they weren't eating while whatever it was, or they couldn't do this or that, I did whatever they did. When it was prayer, I did what they did, just to show them that even though that's not my thing, I have respect for what they're doing. And to see like the insight of the way the people over there, now that's a little controversial. It's not Russia, it's not, but the Dagestanis and the way those guys, specifically the fighters out of that country, the way they value the right things and don't give a fuck about any of this nonsense that goes on in America with your materialistic bullshit. I absolutely envy it. I absolutely envy it.
I was gonna say, I also like too about that because he is Muslim, and like I like that you said he's a real Muslim, because
real Muslim
after Afghanistan and Iraq, there was a lot of bullshit going on that and I was over in Muslim communities.
Sure,
the vast majority,
great people.
The vast majority of Muslims
great people
are cool people. Mm-hmm. Do I like the fact that women have to cover up? No, but a real Muslim. But a real Muslim, if a woman wants to take the garb off, they can.
Mm-hmm.
And he is.
But they do it out of respect for their husband, right? Everything's about respect in that culture.
No, but I'm saying, but he's showcasing that real Muslims allow women to have the freedom to go do what the hell they fucking want, and it shows how respectful they are. Because for a while people even CNN was doing it, Fox News and all these folks were just saying, "Oh, all Muslims are these crazy people."
Let's keep it moving.
It's 1% of the 1%.
Yeah, I agree. So either way, what I've experienced,
but for me, Maddie, especially the culture of the wrestling, that. So
yeah. So my experience though, when it comes to the smaller countries like that, I'll say this. I'll say for the maybe the smaller countries, the Albanias of the world,
of course,
morality and the ethics are so much stronger than an American a popular country is. So
hold on. My best. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Keep going.
I was gonna say. So like when you see those types of cultures where respect and like, I remember this is a perfect example of a couple of years ago, there was like a European soccer tournament and the Irish fans, it was in like France, and the Irish fans had gone to France and like started fights and like caused all the shit and like, like hooligan stuff. And the Albanian fans were so proud because the French said that the Albanian fans could come back anytime. They were completely respectful of everyone's stuff. They were very hospitable and very polite. So like their thought of being like, like morally sound, polite, courteous, like those are the things that they value in their culture instead of I would say like some of the immoral aspects. But go ahead.
Wait, Maddie, what am I gonna say, Maddie? Wait, are Albanians, are they Muslim? Like what's like predominantly?
So they're 50-50, where it's Nation of Islam is there. It's Islam and Greek Orthodox Christian.
Yeah.
And what's the population of Albania?
Probably like 3 mil, 2.5, 3 mil.
Amount.
Okay.
Philly.
Okay.
Yeah.
But like for me, the humility, the thing, when I say humility, like the again, I come off as an asshole, but you guys know me. You guys been around me when we train. Like the reason why I love you guys, I've bled with you guys. There's like a reason you see. So like with those countries in that area, the way I see like Khabib all the time. My dad used to tell me this all the time because I'm an emotional guy, that if someone else can control your emotions, that makes you a weak man. You cannot let other people control your emotions, right?
Yeah.
You control your emotions. And when I see these guys going nuts on Khabib, well, which I'm saying as a white guy, when I say Khabib, Habib, when they do that with Habib, like you never saw him ever break character, ever break form. Even with Conor, the greatest shit talker on the planet, he would look over and go, I can't wait to humble you. Because when I humble you, I'm going to change your face.
I did like what he said.
Never like, you never saw him stand up, get aggressive, get upset. You will never, ever, ever get under their skin or change that man's emotions by what you say.
Yeah, I did love when he said, this is respect sport, right? Like, this isn't a talk.
In the cage while he was holding him down, he said, let's talk now.
Right. Yeah.
And
he does his talking with his fists, which you love.
Yeah, but here's the counterpoint to that. There isn't Conor, do I want my kids to be like Conor? No. But there isn't like,
no, he's making money, but that the Dagestanis don't fuck with that.
You gotta sell a fight, bro. You gotta sell a fight.
100%. But when you do that to a guy who lives in a mud hut and doesn't give a fuck about money, there's no selling the fight. I don't give a fuck about that. What I give a fuck is about our competition. So like when Conor did that to him, that's where I said it was really where like the rubber meets the road. Because Conor finally met a guy that he couldn't get into his head. And every time Khabib looked at him, he's like, I don't care if 6 people watch this fight. I will fight you in the bathroom right now with no one watch because it doesn't mean shit to me. I just want to show you who I am as a man. And that, like, that's what I strive to be. People like that.
No, I'm just saying, like, I like both. I like that Conor does exist, but it's also cool like to have
I agree with that.
Like a real quiet dude, but like.
I don't envy Conor though. I envy Khabib. I do. I envy the way they move. I envy the way they live their lives. I envy that.
Yeah, Conor's gonna be bankrupt in 10 years. Come on, let's be honest here.
And Khabib will be rich forever, even if he didn't have money.
Exactly.
Because Conor doesn't need money, or for Khabib doesn't see money as a source of wealth. Like his source of wealth comes from community and respect and like honor. Like those are what the things finds value.
No, but Khabib's smart. He's probably has some financial advisor saying,
probably does.
But 100%. Put this in mutual funds.
To be poor,
put this in mutual funds. No. Like Conor's not putting any money into mutual funds. He's not. He's just not. Roth IRA.
And the difference is
hey, what's a Roth IRA? He's like, I don't know what a Roth IRA is.
And here's where again, if all shit hits the fan and they both go broke, Khabib will still be the same man as a happy man with his family and his people in his hut. And Conor will fucking cry and try to go back on welfare and fucking Ireland and have everyone else pay for him being a fucking. Khabib will never do that. That's the difference.
Yeah. So all right. So let's keep it moving then. So on the show this week, Elesio Tahanlungit. He has been a ER nurse for 30 years, right? He's worked at Orange County Correctional Facility, Greater Fur, Montgomery County, like he's working in the correctional facilities and prison systems, like all over the place. And he's got some crazy ER stories. He told one about how he got the nickname Kung Fu Panda, where he was working a shift in the triage, and all of a sudden over the loudspeaker,
Eric Henry gave him the stiff arm.
Yeah, they said they had a code green, level 1 code green, which means it's a violent patient, and the patient was running at him. He tackled him, and then took 20 people to get him. You know, it was just a crazy story, which is available now on all podcast platforms and YouTube at Working Perspectives Podcast. But it got me thinking, have we ever had any crazy experiences in a hospital? So Lasmeeshma, I'm going to go to you first. Craziest experience at a hospital. Let me have it, baby.
So personally, for me, I was injured at work. I took a nail like across the top of my head. It like sliced the top of it, like went down the top of my head. Like I had my hands over my head. The site electrician I was working with, he goes, you got to take your hands off. Let me see it so I can see how bad it is. If you can't hear me?
No,
you're good. Keep going.
Oh, sorry. I got my hands on my head. He's like, you got to take it off so I can see how bad it is. Took my hands off and just splat. You know what I mean?
Oh.
It was like the nastiest thing ever.
Oh,
he's like,
it's kind of
there's nothing like head blood. Nothing like head blood.
Yeah, so he's like, all right, dude, you're losing too much blood. There's no way you can. He's like, you can't drive yourself to the ER or whatever. So they take me. I'm sitting there waiting. Like,
are you like in the car, just like holding your shit
well,
together?
at that point, I had like rags on my head and stuff, and just holding it down.
God!
But the craziest part, the part that like stuck with me the most, is when she took the nurse that took care of me. When she took the stapler out of the drawer, and she's like, "I'm gonna staple your head back together," blah blah blah. She puts the Novocaine in. When she's sitting there going ka-chink, ka-chink, ka-chink across the top of my head, dude, it was like the fucking, like, you know what I mean? It like makes your fucking blood itch. It's like,
dude, and you feel her like
sounding,
yeah,
dude.
And you're just like, oh god,
yeah, you can't feel it because the Novocaine, but you can just like,
how many
you can feel like the
staples
pressure. It's like, I don't know, maybe like 5 or 6.
Oh,
but just like hearing it. Like, you can feel the pressure and, like, hear, like, the metal hit your skull, dude, is so just gross, you know?
Yeah, so, nice. All right. Damn, pretty good, Lasmeeshma. All right, Strong Sam, what about you? Craziest hospital?
So I obviously have many of these, but this one is, I'm going to go back to a young bull one, right? Because it's kind of fun. So it's funny for you when I tell it. Wasn't funny for me. It changed my life. You know, like, we're going to run it back. Like, the song, this changed my life and opened my eyes more than any song on the planet. So I'm down Ocean City, Maryland. This is, I don't fucking know, whatever, some year. That was like 10, 15 years ago. Okay. We're down there. It's a bunch of us, right? We're going to go like late 2000s, I guess, like 2010. We're down at Ocean City, Maryland. And in Dewey Beach, which is in Delaware, right up the street, you can camp on the beach, right? So a fuckload of us are all camping on the beach. We got broads. I met this Cuban bitch. There's broads all over. We're hanging out. I got my boys with me. We're cooking. We're all in tents. So the one morning we wake up and everybody's eating breakfast, right? I'm not a big breakfast guy because I'm a wrestler and I'm just used to not eating it. Blah, blah, blah. Wake up and they're all making eggs. I don't fuck with eggs either. I'm that weirdo that doesn't do that. So they make all these eggs. Everyone has a big breakfast with eggs. I don't eat anything because I don't eat eggs. So we go to the boardwalk and we're on the beach. And my friend, one of the guys I was with, I'm not going to name him, Steve McCall. Not going to name him, but so North Wales guy, we're all hanging out. Me and him are like, yo, let's go hit the bars on Ocean City Boardwalk. He's a couple years older. He's like 23 at this point. I'm 21, or he's 24. I'm 22, whatever. So if anybody knows the Ocean City Boardwalk, there's like in that first street to or second street to like fucking 17th, there's 25 bars on the boardwalk, right? So it's 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock in the morning. They just opened. We hit everyone, car bombing every single one up and back. Actually, I should know this snake because that's how we did this. If you would have explained it like this to me, Matt, I would have known better and not thought I was up every time. But so we went up to the top of the street, and then on the way back, we hit all the bars back again, right? They're taking a car bomb. It's fucking 10 in the morning. So after, I don't know, I'm at this point 160-pound, 2-year-old kid. Didn't eat breakfast, haven't eaten in, I don't know, 20 hours. I take 25 car bombs. So by the time I get to the last one, me and Steve falls off. I don't want to name him. Steve falls off, the other Steve that I'm not going to name. McCall, specifically, Steve McCall.
Okay.
Falls off the bar stool, and I fall off too. And we're like laughing and shit, like, you guys gotta get the fuck out, right? So now the alcohol hits. So the alcohol hits. Jay Romeo is there with me, and Jay walks up, and the cops see me like laid out on the boardwalk. They had already somebody called because they see me fucking doing the fucking, Tommy two-step onto my face. So they call the cops. Cops show up. They're like, look, if your man can stand up and walk away with you, then we'll let it go. And Jay goes, he looks over at me and is like, okay, no problem. Picks me up. He goes, you were such a dead body. And Jay's the strongest kid I know. He fucking RoboCop. Jay goes, I lifted you up. You fell. I couldn't even hold you. You just felt like a dead weight, like a slippery fucking octopus right through my arms, right? Onto the ground. So I get back the fuck up. He's like trying to get me up in front of the cops. Thank God he didn't get me up, right? Then we'll get to this. He's trying to get me up, trying to get me away so I won't get in trouble. And the cops are like, look, your man's so fucked up. We're not trying to get him in trouble. We're going to call an ambulance. I can see how whoever that cop was, shot out that cop, a real one. I just need to get him an ambulance, right? The fuck getting in trouble. Need an ambulance. Call an ambulance. They take me to a hospital. That's the last I remember was falling off the bar stool, right? So I wake up in the hospital. I'm in the ER and I'm butt naked, but I have a towel over my, my midsection. And I look up and I see Jay Romeo and I see his wife at this point, Lauren, right? And they're both just like, holy shit, Steve, you're fucking, yeah, I know. All right. And they're like, Jay's like, cuz, like, I'm like, I pound Jay up. He's like, I'm out here. I got you. I'm like, I appreciate you. I love you. He walks out of the room. The lady comes back in and she's like, okay, Steve, so what we have to do now is we have to, by the way, I'm like, hold on. Did you guys fucking pump my stomach? And she was like, no. We charcoaled you, but, which absorbs it like kitty litter. That's how she explained it. She's like, but just so you know, on your paperwork, your blood alcohol content was 0.39. She's like, so I want you to know that most people don't open their eyes when they go closed at 0.39. They don't reopen. And I was like, I'm 21. I was like, yeah, bitch, I'm a mutant. She was like, no, you're the luckiest guy I know. You're not a fucking mutant. You're a fucking lucky motherfucker. Right? Yeah. So then she goes, no, all I have to do is have you sign a couple papers. We'll get your clothes. We'll get the cat out. We'll get everything going. And you're back out. I was like, hell yeah, lady. You're the best. Yeah. And I'm not sure if you caught to what I just said in that little spiel, but it was get your clothes, sign some papers, and get the cath out. I had no idea what that meant, right? So I'm laying there. We chilling. I'm laying there. All of a sudden, I'm like, why do I feel piss dripping out of my dick? Like, lift up the towel a little bit.
Deflated the bowl.
There's a hose in my cock. So immediately, at this point, I've heard the horror stories. My father's had one. My brother's had one. Chuck Modee, who's been brought up a million times on the show, has had one. One of my closest friends. At this point in our life,
he's had one.
Yes, I've heard the horror stories, right? I'm not even gonna fucking hold you. I had tears rolling out of my eyes because I knew when I was trying to mentally prepare for this, right? So I have tears just pouring out of my eyes. The lady walks back in. She's like, what are you crying for? I go, please be, because I need you to be the most honest with me. How bad is this gonna be? She was like, oh, it's gonna be fucking terrible. I don't have a dick, so I don't know. But I know it's not gonna be great. But I've been doing this for 30 years, so I'm good at it. And I was like, well, I wanted to hug the bitch because for her to be honest, she was like, I don't have a dick, so I don't know what to tell you. But I've been doing this a long time. It's not going to go well. Okay. She pulls it out, right? I'm fucking like hyperventilating and shit because I think I'm going to die. Pulls it out. And then Jay and all them they had to go home. So they left. So now I have to go home with in the back of a fucking Ford Focus, like 1992. Not the newer cool ones, the fucking old school pieces of shit with 4 dudes and 1 broad who was bigger than all the dudes. And we're in the car, and I'm in the fucking middle of the backseat after I just had a hose yanked out of my dick. It damn near died from alcohol poisoning. So I'm in the fucking, you might as well be in the middle of a Spirit airline with Yokozuna and fucking Earthquake next to me. I can't move, right? So I had to ride all the way home, and then I pissed blood for a week or 2, and then I thought I was in the clear, right? I got over it. I didn't die. I thought I got it. Well, at that point, my mail still went to my parents' house. I wasn't living there at the time. I already had my own spot. My mail went there. Yeah. My mom calls me, and my mom's a crazy bitch, ready to light me on fire because she just got a bill that got sent to the crib for like $63,000 for my ER visit and everything else. And I never paid a dime to it. So fuck you, Maryland.
Wait, 63,000 or 6,300?
63,000. My ER visit, the charcoal in my stomach, all the meds I was on.
63,000.
Yes. The ambulance ride alone, like the ambulance ride alone, because where I was in Ocean City, they didn't have a trauma unit. They had to take me to a trauma unit. It was like way further than what it should have been. Just the ambulance alone was like a fucking 9-rack run.
What the fuck?
Jesus.
But yeah, that was my once and only time with a catheter, and
that was a long time ago.
I highly recommend against.
Yeah, sounds
not
like
a fun experience.
So very nice. Let's keep it moving then.
Shout out Jay Romeo for being there.
Yep, shout out. So we're coming close to the top of time, but before we get out of here, Sean, what do you got for a crazy hospital story?
I'll keep it short.
We saved you last because you're a goddamn field doctor.
Yeah. I was a combat medic, so I got a lot of.
Do we go that way, Matt? What do we ask him? Do we ask him for the craziest combat medic story or his own personal story?
I mean, whatever's crazy. I don't,
No,
I don't want him to get sent. Yeah, do whatever.
I'm trying to keep it funny. I'll keep it funny. Like, there's two funny ones that come to mind, but I'll go with the one. Okay. And so the reason combat medics are so good is because we do stuff on goats. We do goat labs. We shoot goats, shoot pigs, and we save them. And that's just training. And so after that, you have to do. It's a 7-month-long training. In Fort Bragg, even the Navy guys go to Fort Bragg with the Army guys, and we do 6 months of a lot of book work, a lot of training with the animals, and then the last month you have to do 2 weeks in a ER, and you're basically functioning as a resident. So before you become a doctor, get your bachelor's degree, you get medical school, then you go to residency, and then you become a doctor. So I was basically functioning as an ER resident. I was allowed to do like anything they were allowed to do, chest tubes. I could do, surgeries, basic surgeries, obviously in conjunction with a full-fledged doctor. I was under their license. But I was in the ER for 1 week, and we had this fucking midget come in. And this fucking midget was just completely, the paramedics brought him in.
Already. That's not right.
Dude, he was big and strong. He was a midget, but like he was like 200 pounds, like big as fuck.
Damn.
And I started noticing like his arms just like scar tissue everywhere, and he was completely passed out. And the paramedics, I overheard them telling the doctor and then ER nurses that he was a well-known heroin addict in the community. They're pretty sure he was just OD'd on heroin. So when someone ODs on heroin, you have to give them Narcan.
Yeah.
And so long story short is, 5 minutes passes. Finally, they talk to the doctor. Doctor gives the orders to the nurse, and the nurse tells me like, give him Narcan. And she's super busy doing all kinds of other shit because they say this is like the worst places in the United States. Like this is Jacksonville on a Saturday night, like 2 a.m. It's like the worst. Like they send all the combat medics to the worst places because we're only going to be there for a month. So they want us to see the most amount of trauma fast as possible.
And it makes sense because Jacksonville's the biggest city in Florida. Like it's a big city.
Dude,
that's fucking tough.
I mean, I was in Jacksonville. A short side story. I mean, there was a guy who got shot by a gang member and coughed blood in my face. And so, but anyway, that was like a week prior. So I thought I had AIDS for a week. But anyway, I had that going on in my mind. But no, this dude, the doctor said, push Narcan. And he said, push it slowly. I'm like, okay. He was so busy, and the nurse is busy, and like they're like, oh, he's good to go. He's a Navy SEAL, But I was only like,
combat medic,
Dude, I was only 20 years old. I was 20 years old. Working alongside residents. I was working alongside medical residents that are like have been to school, and they're just like pushed me to the side and like had say, here's the fucking Narcan, push it slowly. I'm like, okay, if someone gave you Narcan and said push it slowly, what does slowly mean to you? Like, is it like one mil, like 1 mil per 1 mil per minute?
Right. You're like 1,000, 2.
So I'm just like I go like this. I go like it was like I think it's like I have no idea what the measurements are to this day, but it's been a while. But like for argument's sake, we'll say I did 10 mils like this. I was like, that's slowly in there like that, and we're done. Apparently, that's like super fast. So this guy went from being like OD'd on heroin, seeing heaven, seeing fucking Jesus.
Went directly to hell when you Narcaned him.
To completely sober in like a second. And,
like,
and he fucking
also
jumped
puts you
up.
the worst withdrawal on the planet.
Dude, and he jumped up, and there's a fucking midget. And no shit, like, because we didn't like handcuff him down because no one told me what was gonna happen. It's my first time pushing Narcan, and no one told me like you should probably like handcuff him down because if he's gonna go from OD to fucking sober.
Yeah, he's about to turn into Super Mario.
Dude, no shit, dude. He was Super Mario after he got hit by a fucking bad guy. He's small. This fucking Mitch is running around the fucking ER like fucking nuts.
Yeah, he just
Head
ate a
kick
big mushroom.
Head
Yeah.
kick that midget.
Dude, he went from fucking completely OD'd to sober. So he fucking jumps up, it's like, where the fuck am I at? So he fucking starts running around the ERs. There's a fucking midget running on the ER, and he's big, and he's kind of fucking muscular, and he's fucking big as shit. And
Jesus.
so there was a ranger working down the hall, and there was I think a Green Beret and maybe a.
So you're saying like
re-
another combat medic in training, but for the Rangers was working there.
Yeah, so we were
Okay.
all working there together. It's a big ER, and there's like ICU, and also some guys are doing surgery, some guys are doing childbirth. But like the call got in, like, hey, we need to fucking get this guy up. So a Marine recon guy picked him up because he fucking ran out the hallway and picked him up. It was like a fucking hog like this, like he's like, like fucking screaming around like this, and like all the regular nurses were like, we're not dealing with this. So all of us combined, all the military guys combined, we had to fucking take this midget and put him in his bed and like handcuff him to the bed. And
man.
dude, I felt bad for the guy because he went from a completely like OD to like completely sober and like back to the real world, and he was not happy at all.
Sure.
And I learned the lesson.
Not
For any of you first responders dealing with narcotics, push Narcan very slowly and ask people what slowly means, because it means slowly, like over the
Now
course
remember,
of 5-10 minutes.
I'm not sure if you know this, Sean. I have from friends that have had this happen. Narcan immediately, when it reverses the effects of opiates, sends you into the shittiest withdrawal you've ever had. So you go from being so high you're floating on Mars because you're on death's doorstep to being in complete hell because everything in your body goes ape shit because you get thrown into precipitated withdrawal like an absolute fucking lunatic. That's why whenever you see like Kensington Beach things and like guys in those videos and they're slapping a guy, the first thing they say is, you're about to get Narcan, and you'll see a dude nodded out, wake up, like, no Narcan, no Narcan, no Narcan.
Damn.
It's that classic Jacksonville heroin midget, you know?
Nice.
Muscular midget.
No. The thing is, he was like you're saying that, but he was the classic because in hindsight now, like,
the class.
dude, he had scar tissue, every single vein on his body, any kind of vein on his hand, his head, anything. It was all scarred up because you could tell he had pushed heroin in every single vein over the years,
man.
and it was all scarred up. So like he was like, and the folks in the ER knew him, like, so he was like the classic Jacksonville.
Hell, he's a Jacksonville legend.
They were all like unfazed by it. They're like, this happens once a week.
Oh, it's Mike again. Mike's back in running around the ER.
Yeah.
So, all right, nice. Well, thank you for that, Sean.
Nice.
Excellent. So we're coming to the top of time. Before we get out of here, Lasmeeshma, anything you want to say to the Lasmeeshma faithful before we take off?
Yeah, if you haven't seen it yet, watch All Quiet on the Western Front.
Oh, so
Netflix.
fucking good.
Yeah.
So good. I
Very
watched
good.
that. Really, really good.
Wait, what is it? Is it a movie or a show?
They just redid it.
Show,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. It's episodes.
Movie. No,
No,
it's
it's a movie.
It's just one.
Is it a
it's
movie? Okay, yeah.
It's
How do you watch it?
It's on Netflix.
Netflix.
It's
Is it really?
Oh, it's
Okay, I
so
wanna watch
good.
it.
World War I
Absolutely-
trench warfare, baby.
Yeah, absolutely excellent.
Super
really,
brutal.
really good.
Super
yeah.
brutal.
Oh, really brutal.
Welcome
But
to the machine gun, homie.
Yeah,
really
man.
good. And mustard gas. Oh, the one scene where they found the dudes that took their mask off. Oh my god, bro.
Yep.
Fucking breaks your heart. Yeah, but so yeah, All Quiet on the Western Front, really, really good. I agree. Sean, anything you want to say to the Sean Douglas Day faithful before we get out of here?
We all heard the saying, don't underestimate your enemies.
Hell
Well, I learned a lesson this Saturday. Don't underestimate your allies, because I learned the hard way that the bees that I bought in Arizona, they're super nice. They're my friends. And I was not prepared on Saturday. I didn't bring smoke. I didn't bring sugar water. I didn't bring nothing. I brought my top on. That's about it. I didn't wear my bee bottoms, and I got a big ass. So there's not a very amount of cloth between my ass and the bee sting. And so I got stung 50 times on Saturday. So
dude, you should link that video. It's pretty wild.
Don't underestimate your allies.
Yeah.
Because sometimes your allies may not be your allies.
Yeah, sometimes you just gotta be careful, huh, Sean?
Oh!
Shout out! All right.
Am I
Either way, yeah, cool, very good. Strong Stem. Anything you want to say to the Strong Stem Nation before we get out of here?
I do. Bret Hart is no longer with us, right?
No, he's still alive.
Okay, well then shout out Bret fucking Hart because
fan of the show, listen to the
show. And not shout out you for not knowing that it was the 25th anniversary of something that you hold so near and dear to your heart. But shout out Bret Hart for being a fucking legend of my childhood and a legend, period.
Yeah, amen. So speaking of legends, this has been another episode of the Working Perspectives podcast. I'm Matt Lavelle, accompanied today by Lasmeeshma, Liam Reese, Sean Douglas, Dave the Madman, Strong Stem, Steve Cabot, and you can find all our stuff and all our content and all podcast platforms and YouTube at Working Perspectives Podcast. You know us on Instagram at Working Perspectives Podcast, and you can join us on the Twitter and the TikTok at Working P Pod. If you'd like to be a guest on the show, please email us at workingperspectives@gmail.com, and please like and subscribe so we can keep this party going. And like we said, link to the merch store in the description. Please check it out and help us. It's really good shit. Really happy with what we did.
Buy a shirt or go fucking die.
Yeah. It's either get a shirt or go fuck your mother. So, So but this has been another episode of the Working Perspectives podcast. Thanks for listening. Have a great weekend. Thanks. See ya. All right, we're good. So
now,
nice.
I didn't want to drag it on and Sean bounced off real quick, but did I want to ask Sean about how he used to duct tape fentanyl lollipops to injured guys' hands in the field so that it wouldn't fall out of their mouth, because they realized originally when he put it in, it used to fall out and then they would start to they couldn't pick it up. So
they were like all leaned out, right?
You remember that in the book too with the one I told you to read, how the guy would tape it to his head because they would draw.
That's wild.
I wonder what a fentanyl lollipop tastes like.
You imagine what I was about to say, Lincoln. You imagine what that would go on the block back in the day. You got a fentanyl lollipop.
People would
you
kill
get
for 'em now.
That joint would be
man. They sold that at the North Wales Pharmacy. Yikes!
I
Right next to the penny candy.
And if I had if somehow Sean got me into fentanyl lollipop, stop it. Dude. I'd be driving a Ferrari by now.
Well, no, Matt. You want to know the truth? They probably did have them there, but there was this safe that was always locked of the heavy shit.
Real good shit.
Yep.
God damn it.
God damn, dude. That shit. Well, I mean, that shit's dangerous. But tomorrow, we're dating this, but by the time this airs, hopefully me and Lasmeeshma would have seen Wakanda Forever. And and then we're also recording a movie review episode after that, which will be exciting. So
Can I moderate it?
What's that?
Can I moderate your two commentary on a movie I've never seen?
Yeah, that's fine. Okay.
Last thing you need is me in there.
Yeah, you'll love it.
Yeah. You'll be like, wait, what? This fucking guy's a fish guy? What the fuck is this? Yeah.
What's he used for bait? No.
So nice. And then Steve, tomorrow at your shop, I want to do kind of like a picture walkthrough with you and me of how we're going to set up the 200 episode shoot. But I have kind of an idea.
You want a little quick clip? I'll show you how those tires go on the machine that blew me up off my feet into the ground. Get a little picture of that when it goes boom on your own tires and blows it out. It's a wild.
Oh, what? When it sets the bead from the tire? Yeah, okay.
I had a tire blow up on me before because real hard ones you set to if you get to 80 psi, it gets a little dicey. 100, be worried. Anything over 100, you're a fucking psychopath. And I would constantly go over 100. My dad was like, "You're an idiot." And one time a tire fucking exploded. And when they explodes with 140 psi, blew me straight off my feet. 10 feet off into the bay. It was wild.
Dude, I remember you told that story on your original episode, which was probably maybe our 8th or 9th episode that we ever aired. And you told that story, and the best part about it is that you get leveled by this fucking machine, and then your dad gets you up. He's like,
immediately talking shit.
Well, he's like, "Are you okay?" And you're like, "Yeah, I think I'm all right. I think I can survive." Just an FYI, this same machine put your dad in a coma for 6 months one time.
Yes.
So you get
up.
He
was 16.
Yeah. So Steve gets up and he's like, "All right." And his dad's like, "All right, well, you got 3 more tires to put on that car, so fucking get to work."
And he's going to be here in 20 minutes, so hurry the fuck up and be less safe. Be less safe.
Yeah, so pretty cool. But all right, guys, let's call it because I got to fucking.
All right.
Oh, and then Matt, I'll talk to you tomorrow too. But I'm going
Yeah.
to the Lehigh, Oklahoma State match on Saturday morning at Lehigh University.
Oh shit!
I'll take some photos and some videos. We can get some dope shit.
Nice. I'll post all that. Very cool. Awesome. All right. Good shit,
fellas.
guys. Nice. Yep. See you later.
Yep. See you tomorrow, Maddie.
See you guys.